Hello, everyone. It's your boy Juice, and we are back here today to bring you some fresh Magic the Gathering Arena content. Here today, we have some Grixis Control. This deck, and a lot of decks really, haven't changed so far in the last week in the meta. I think the only new decks we've seen rising in popularity and standard is the new Simic Flash deck that's been out, and the Vampire deck that's been running around too. But other than that, every other deck has primarily stayed the same in the main board, minus maybe the addition of like one or two cards and a couple of Scrylands. And this deck was very much the same. And one of the big things that I wanted to see, and that I wanted to see that if we could change, was in the sideboard here, because I think Chandra, Awakened Inferno, is really going to be a key piece in helping disrupt both the any kind of control deck, really. So if we're up against like the Mirror Match, or we're up against Esper, Jeskai, or anything else we might see, even like Esper Tempo, any kind of Teferi deck, it works. And then also the Nexus of Fate decks. So any kind of deck where they have to take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 turns to actually win the game. And we put out Chandra, and even if we get them 2 emblems that are dealing 2 to them every turn, it's kind of hard to get over that. It's kind of hard to get over that with most decks in the format right now. The only problem is that the 6 mana is a little slow in most non-control matchups, but we can always ensure that we're at least making it touch the ground and getting 1 emblem on our opponent, since it cannot be countered. So I'm interested to see how that goes with the deck. Other than that, we are pretty much playing the standard Grixis Control list. In the main board here, we have a couple Duress. Just hand removal is like super good. It hoses so many decks right now. 2 Shivan Fires for easy removal that can be bumped up if we need to take out something bigger. Cast Down, just pretty general removal again. Thought Erasure once again for the hand disruption. Engrass Rampage for more widespread removal. Thief of Sanity, just insane to use our opponent's cards if we can get them. Narset just to find all of these removal spells as we need them. Bedevil once again, because really this deck doesn't control so much in the counter sense as it does in the keeping the opponent's board clean. So we also have like the Vraska's Contempt and the Enter the God Eternals and a couple Discovery Dispersals, which can either filter us at the start of the game or bounce something back and rip it out of an opponent's hand late game. Kefnet, pretty insane here, just a 4/5 that our opponents really can't get rid of. That can also let us cast one of our removal spells and still be able to keep it in our hand to cast it again on the same turn, which can be really great if we're kind of behind. And then, of course, we have both the Boluses as played in Grixis. Just running 3 copies of Ravager and 3 copies of Dragon-God. And then, yeah, other than that, in the sideboard here, we have some more negates for, once again, the control matchups. Elder Spells for any kind of Planeswalker decks we can encounter. Lava Coil for creature decks. 3 War Bosses if we really just need to go with the aggro game plan and take out some big stuff. Ritual Soot if we're against, like, Stompy or Red. This can be pretty good at just kind of clearing the board. Hostage Taker once again for spot creature removal. Command the Dread Horde. There's just some matchups where we're just grinding ourselves down to nothing, where this card is just kind of insane. Like if we have to waste our first 5 turns just destroying our opponent's board, and we're playing something like Sultai, and we can just get all their creatures back and gain a bunch of life after we cast this, like that would be terrific. And then of course, like we were talking about earlier, we have a couple of Chandras here. So, pretty excited for that. Land base is also pretty simple, just your, shocks and checks and a couple basics. But we're going to go over here, hop in. I already have this traditional constructed lead set up, and we're just going to hop right in there and see how we do. We've been having some pretty good luck recently on the channel, especially with arena content, with being able to bring you at least a couple wins, see some cool decks and working out. So, hopefully we'll be able to continue that trend today. That's my goal. So, up against Mr. Skeletor, an awesome name. And let's see how our first hand of the day looks. Ooh, a little slow. Alright. Yeah, this hand is really weird because we can't actually cast anything in it. We find 1 land and we can pretty much cast anything. And our opponent's on the play. I think we can keep this. Alright, turn 1 Llanowar Elves from our opponent. Let's just go turn 1 Dragon Skull, because we have no way to bring that in untapped currently. We might just be bringing out the super slow turn 2 Duress here. Ooh, turn 2 Risen Reef. This card is nuts. I'm just trying to think. Our opponent's probably playing a creature deck, so Duressing here would actually maybe be useless, especially since we're not going to be putting anything on the field right now. I like the idea of taking them off mana one way or the other, so let's get them to sacrifice a creature. They're either off a land generator or an actual land source. Yeah, so Shivan Reef gone. Probably a little beneficial for us. Unless he's just going to slam down the second Shivan Reef here, in which case I'd still feel good about removing it. No, we just see a Paradise, dude. Paradise Druid. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Drowned Catacombs. I think I just kind of want to get a Thief of Sanity down here. Stealing their Shivan Reeves. Or, sorry, not Shivan. I keep saying Shivan Reeves. Entirely wrong card. Their Risen Reeves off the top would be insane. Oh my god. Alright, so looks like we're playing against an Omnath deck. I haven't seen one of those yet, but we'll see how this goes. Yeah, I'm going to Bedevil this Cavalier of Thorns. We should not leave that on the battlefield. They will get back probably a Risen Reef or an Omnath. Or another Cavalier of Thorns, which I did not see in their yard. That's okay. They'll be drawing that next turn, but let's also Duress them here. Whew. Man, that is rough, but I think we have to take the Mass Manipulation here. And we can swing in. Luckily, we can actually intercept, so either get a Cavalier or an Omnath. I think the Cavalier is just a little bit better for us here. Alright, we're going to see one of their Nistas hit the ground. That's okay.
I protect that which cannot protect itself.
I mean, their plan is just to beat stick with it. And we have Cavalier on the battlefield as of next turn. I don't think we're in a very bad position. So I'm definitely going to play this Catacombs. And just depending... I think we still have to hit their face here, because I just want to kind of whittle away at their deck, get some more things to play with from them. Woo! Chandra of their own? Or do we want the Risen Reef? Let's take the Reef. I like that, because next turn we can go Reef Thief. All of a sudden I'm a rapper too. Yeah, let's get a Drowned Catacomb here. I like this too. When our Cavalier dies, we can actually go and get back Kefnet. So that'll be pretty saucy.
Behold,
And then next turn here we can Shivan Fire Thief Reef. Woo! That sounds good to me. Yeah, let's just kill one of your lands here. Don't know what the game plan is from our opponent here. Nissa number 2 seems kind of... Like, it stalks your board, but, like... I mean, I guess our opponent doesn't know that we have enough coming to kind of make this a useless play from them.
The land fights for us.
Yeah, let's go ahead and cast their Risen Reef. Ooh, Vraska's Contempt. Do I just want Vraska's Contempt? Nissa? We would take 4 next turn. Yeah, let's take Llanowar Elves. I think we're going to Vraska's Contempt next turn. Right now, let's just nuke the Paradise Druid. Thief of Sanity number 2, pass back to our opponent. Because, like, this Nissa isn't doing, like, a ton for them. Like, whoa. Let's block correctly here, game. There we go. Yeah, we're at 2. We've pretty much taken them off all of their lands. Because we're just going to chump here with the Llanowar Elves, and then they're, like, pretty much Dungeon Rings, I think? I think that's how that works. Omnath is also a pretty good play here. So I think we want to go Omnath. Just deal it to their face, because it's only 2. Play an island. Put a counter on Omnath. Raska's Contempt your Nissa. Go back up to 4. We can block and kill both of your lands. Opponent's on 5 lands. And then next turn we can use, or just pump their own Omnath again and draw another card. Yeah, opponent saw that was over. Grixis, we just play with your cards. Alright, now let's see here. Opponent had a lot of Planeswalkers, so I'm tempted to... They also wanted to throw a lot of stuff in their yard, so I'm kind of tempted to go Dread Horde and a couple of Elder spells. I think the Rampages... I think... I can't remember how Risen Reef is worded and if it gets around Narset, because if it does, I'd be tempted to just take those out. I think I want to take out and enter the God Eternals and a couple of Narset. Or no, let's actually Duress is really bad here. Let's throw Narset back in there. Because what, Duress literally gets like nothing in their deck except maybe a Planeswalker. Because I can just... I mean, they had walkers in the deck, but with the Elder spells, I feel a lot safer taking Duress out. It's a lot less direct, and... I mean, unless they come in here with, like, heavy counter magic, I'm probably not going to regret it. Because they're mainly a creature deck, so... Taking out non-creature removal is probably a good thing. This is a turn for, Ravager. We're up a game. This hand feels pretty safe to me. Ooh, and our opponent took the mulligan. And they're also starting out with a slow hand too. Man, things are looking up for us. Start with the Steam Fence and just hop into the Ground Catacomb. Try to keep the life loss down as much as possible. Ooh, 2 temples in a row. That does not sound good for you, opponent. And scrying to the bottom. Man, hosing up. I think it's between Nissa or Cavalier. I think Nissa is just too problematic to let them keep. And we are just curving into this hand, and I am loving it. So next turn, opponent can't play anything in their hand unless they draw something they can play, which they just draw another temple. Their deck is going slow enough where this game seems like it's going to be a pretty easy win for us. We're going to go Thief of Sanity into Bolas next turn into starting to rip things off the top of their deck, unless they somehow ramp into Cavalier this turn, which is pretty impossible. Oh man, they're just going with the 2/2 Grixis. That kind of just makes me want to devil that. Especially if I can get it where they have to... Because right now they just discard the Hinterland Harbor and hope to draw another land, but if I can get lands out of their hand to make them discard something useful, that would be cool. Let's take Chandra here. Yeah, there goes that Hinterland Harbor. Into Llanowar Elves. Into probably Omnath because they can't sequence. Or maybe they're trying to wait until they can play another Elemental to make Omnath kill my Thief of Sanity. kind of like the idea of having their own negate. And then go tap land. I think they're going to play creature next turn, so let's go Bolas. Especially now that they see we have 2 flyers. Yeah, Omnath in the yard. We're not really close. We're at 5 lands. We're 3 away from this Bolas flip. Okay, they're just going to Mass Manipulation our own Bolas. I think we should just replay our own Bolas. Make them discard another card. And pass back. And next turn, if they still leave Bolas up as a blocker, I'm okay with just Shivan firing it to hit him for 6. But yeah, I will block here, because that can... As long as I can safely protect this Dragon-God, that will make me feel a little better. Cavalier hits the ground. Gonna probably bring the Steam Vents tapped. Ooh. Opponent hits some sauce. Well...
The immortal Nicol Bolas will be your end.
Let's destroy the Cavalier.
I will return.
They can get back anything. I don't think anything, like, saves them here. Like, if they want a Mass Manipulation Bolas... No, but they're opting for the island. Yeah, let's just leave Thief of Sanity up. That island is not worth. Okay, Risen Reef. Yeah. Let's protect our Bolas here. Into Forest. Into Island. Passing it back. Huh? Let's play a Chandra and just double emblem them with Bolas.
And no one is telling me. Hope it's not too hot for you. Is it just me, or is it getting a little warm in here?
And I am everything.
Hit them with the Thief of Sanity, because they can't kill any one of our walkers. How about we steal Nissa? I like that. Strip away their access from it. And opponent scoops. Alright, so that's that is definitely not the most optimal Risen Reef deck that I've ever seen. But we still got there, so that's all that counts. And we're up to 1 win now, so let's keep going back in. Let's see if we can get the 5-0 this week. Like I said, our records haven't been too bad. I think we've been going like 4-2, and I think... Did we do a 5-2? I think we did 1 5-2. And then pre-release, we did pretty well. We did 3 pre-releases back-to-back. With just having enough to initially pay for the 1. Like, that was pretty good. I enjoyed that. Mr. Zlubaris. We're going to play first. Woo-hoo! We got that Thought Erasure. I'm okay with this. This is a pretty decent hand. We can go Sulfurful Swamp, Dragon Skull, and that gives us Thought Erasure Thief or Thought Erasure Bedevil. And the double black sets us up pretty well from being able to cast Dragon-God. Opponent's still deciding if they want to keep their hand or mulligan. Okay, they're doing one mull so far. Okay, they stuck with the single mulligan. Not forget to say hi to our opponent. Island. And passing back. Okay. Let's erase your thoughts. Ooh, Opt, Augur, Bolas, Chart a Course, or Lightning Strike. I think Augur gives them the best filtering, so I want to take that. Let's keep this Narset on top. If we find a blue source, it goes active. And we're doing other things the next couple turns anyway. I could have also taken Lightning Strike, but if I can just bait it with the Thief, I'm okay with that. Let's get more things out of their hand. Gonna see a Phoenix here? Yep, 1 Phoenix in the yard. Because if we just make them waste a single turn using that lightning strike instead of trying to go off, that's one more instant out of their hand. Okay, well they found the shock, so maybe this will be a little harder. And if they have like double opt, they get there. Okay, this is exactly what we didn't want to see. We just need one more blue source, or to cast either Kefnet or Narset, or any land will get us our Bolas. So, Cackling Drake. I'll just do you one over, opponent. No Cackling Drake for you. You can draw your card, though. Cast down. Okay, we're just passing back then. Slow start from us. Feels bad, man. It seems like they don't have a lot of like filtering or draw effects in their hand, so if I can just get them to the point where they're just casting 3 spells to get the single Phoenix in the hopes it'll beat us down, which it looks like now I promise we'll get them there with double filtering, so never mind. If they find another... Okay, they still only have the 1 Phoenix. I'm just going to take the 3. Because we can eat Phoenixes all day once we get our Kefnets down. And we're only at 17. So, yeah. Rewarded. Let's get this Kefnet up. I don't know what our... You can't spell pierce a Kefnet, so... It's like, even if they keep getting rid of this, it's going to keep coming back. So as long as they're not getting any crazy, like, 4 Phoenix swings in, we should be good. Yep. I mean, I know exactly what you're going to do, which is you're going to Lightning Strike my Kefnet. And it's your main phase 2. Oh, you're going to shock it? Okay, even better. Yes, I will put Kefnet on top. So I think I'm going to hold off on this Narset if I can. Ooh, they have their own Kefnet. Okay, that changes things.
Gods once, I am one again.
Let's just get rid of the Kefnet with Bolas.
My revenge will be painful.
Sadly, our deck does not have any real way to deal with the Kefnet on the opponent's side. That actually gets rid of their Kefnet on top, so...
I will return one day.
Doesn't seem like a good play. Just to be mana efficient, I think I want to get Narset down right now. I'm not going to minus because I want to draw the Kefnet.
Mind and body should move in unison.
But this also
like
shuts off their
wind and
draws. We'll just cast down your Augur. I'm okay with -3, because we can also just find another one. Yep.
I was not prepared. Keep an open mind.
Ooh, Angrass Rampage? I'm okay with this. This seems like we're giving them... We're going to end up giving them quite the struggle here, if they want to get ahead. Alright. Tormenting Voice. I mean, they still only have 1 Phoenix in the yard, I think, so... Okay, Cackling Drake. Or Crackling Drake, rather. Yeah, it's only... I was gonna say, I don't know why it's asking me to do that, but I guess it is a
If you wish to surrender,
thing that technically I could
action.
reveal it. Well, let's make our opponent sacrifice a creature. Leave Kefnet back for a turn. I think we kind of want to win more like the Planeswalker or other Bolas route, even though we just tucked 2 of them. Yep, they just cast that second Finale of Promise instead of, like, another lightning strike in our face. Okay. And they got a birdie. I mean, seriously, if you have another Shocker lightning strike, like, we're just getting it out of your hand. Yeah, they didn't. Nope, I will not reveal that swamp. This is where I'm more okay with swinging, now that we don't have anything to protect. Yep, Lava Core. If they're going to waste 2 burn spells on this, just go right ahead. Looks like they have another Finale in their hand. They're probably just going to Lava Coil again. Yeah. Tormenting Voice and Shock. Okay. Discarded another Phoenix. Shocker Kefnet. Kefnet will die. And Kefnet will go 3rd from the top. Two Phoenixes back. Let's just kill one. Oh, we have a Duress. Let's see what that gives. Sadly, I think we were just a little too slow against them this game. Man. Opponent, with all of this energy, we're just going to rip that other Finale out of their hand, because that's just an instant Phoenix. Technically, they could get, like, quadruple land here. Even though that is not very likely. Ooh, another Phoenix in the yard, into an Opt, into one more instant, and you're hitting us for 9? This is a land on top next turn. Things are not looking up for us. Post sideboard, I feel good about this matchup, though. Yep, they found another one of their Kefnets. 2 Phoenixes back, 9 damage in the face. I don't think there's any single card in our library that can get us out of this right now. Thief of Sandy is definitely not it, so let's go on to the next one. Round 2. Alright, so what do we want to bring in here? I definitely like bringing in Lava Coil. Let's bring in our Rituals of Soot. Bringing in a couple of Chandra sounds good too. Enter the God Eternals is kind of not good in this matchup. It only fuels their deck a little bit more. I like Contempt. I like Kefnet. I like Narset. I like Bedevil. Take out 2 more cards. We want to take out a single Dragon-God, maybe? Yeah, I think taking out 1 Dragon-God would be fine, and let's just take out a single Bedevil, I think? No, let's actually just... Ritual of Soot, I think it's just too bad here. I don't think it's going to be good enough. Let's just bring in these boys. And run it back like that. Alright, our opponent was already done. Big stretch. And we'll be on the play again. Hand Disruption would be nice. Thief of Sanity. Okay, I do like this hand. I think we're going to keep it. Like, one red source just gets us everything. Except for Chandra, but we have a hot minute before we would like to cast that. Okay, well, that's definitely a card that we did not want to draw. Risky two-landers, I guess, huh? Well, we're just gonna pass. Not a lot we can do here.
Hey, don't start any fires without me. Go get 'em, buddies.
Yep, that's just gonna be game. It's too brutal. 3 turns of doing absolutely nothing into not finding our lands every single turn. That one's just not going to play out well. We're just gonna get our face beat in there. I'm okay with stepping on to the next game. Alright. A little brutal there, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. And I think while this deck is tiered, it's just slowly been getting, like, lower and lower and lower on, like, the tier list. So, not too surprising there, but hey, we're here for the fun of it. We're not here to play, the best deck every week. We're here to try out jank and see how jank works in the format. While this deck isn't pure jank, I would say with some of the matchups right now, ooh, a draw. Opponent maybe disconnected or something? That's interesting. Alright, well, let's go back and try that again. Arena's maybe had it with our shenanigans. No, there we go. Alright, Staffy. Opponent's choosing who goes first means the opponent will probably go first. Seems to be taking them a minute to decide. And Arena's UI still... Yeah, we're mulliganing this hand all day. That's a lot better. Yeah, Arena's UI after the update has been one of the buggiest, laggiest, just all-around weirdest kind of like UIs, I guess, out there. Like, I don't like it. A lot of times, like, the game can't handle things that are even, like, mildly labor-intensive anymore. And I'm not too big of a fan of that. So we might use this Shivan Fire. Yep, if we see a Runaway Steamkin is exactly what I was going to say. So I'm probably just going to go Watery Grave, Shivan Fire next turn. Runaway Steamkins really do just run away with the game if you do not take them off of the battlefield. Maybe Chain Whirler? Nope. Pyromancer. Okay. And another Firebrand. So this is where our sweepers are actually going to come in really useful later. Let's go Catacomb Fodder Rager. 2 mountains. Okay, well, at least we know our opponent's kind of played out right now. Let's keep that Thief of Sanity on top. Next turn, we're just going to go Bolas. Like, we'll go down to 10 here. We're not actually looking too terrible. Opponent has something in their hand. Yeah, they have some kind of instant in there. Maybe a Wizard's Lightning or a Lightning Strike. Just deciding to Lightning Strike our face instead. That seems really weird when Firebrand Lightning Strike gets rid of our only creature, but I mean, block 2, take 2. Down to 5. They're just trying to edge us out of the game. I mean, it could work. Okay, now we're at 2. I think that's just untap, lose. I mean, let's see if we can find anything with Narset, but I'm not... We can't even play the Steam Vents untapped, so I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's just game over. Okay, well, seems like the Lightning Strike to our face was the right choice, since they miraculously got another 3 damage burn spell off the top. But, once again, that is just the standard format, so nothing to be too salty about. I think War Boss is actually okay here. I'll take out 1 Thief. What's a little too slow for them? Yeah, let's take out a couple let's just take out all of our Enter the God Eternals. Like, yes, they make us blockers, but they are also a very slow card to draw. And if I can, like, edge out the mana by 1 by playing the Ritual of Soots, I am more okay with that, I would say. Okay. And what else? You just take out 1 more card. Let's just take out 1 more Thief of Sanity. They just eat bolts so fast. Alright, game 2. Hopefully the gravy train does not end here. Beyond the play, with a hand that is definitely way too risky. Alright. Not a great hand, but I guess we're going to keep it. Probably putting back the Thief here, actually. Then let's just go turn 1. I'll pay the 2. Gonna have to probably do it anyway. Wow, they just kept a pretty slow hand. So let's take Light Up the Stage, and I think that neuters them pretty sufficiently. Take a Lava Runner. Leave that Steam Vents on top, because that gives us our War Boss next turn, and Kefnet on our 4th turn. Like, we're wearing out our hand pretty thin here, but they don't have a lot of gas, so we can just stall them out before they can actually deal damage to us. That's pretty good for us. Like, I know we have to shock twice here, which is kind of brutal against burn, but I mean, War Boss is going to start giving us, like, blockers, eventually. And yeah, you can Firebrand, sack Firebrand, get rid of our War Boss, and have something we can block with our token. Like, I'm not trying to win with the War Boss. Like, I'm almost playing like a removal spell against their deck, so... Let's definitely drop this Kefnet, though, because that is near impossible for them to deal with. Let's just punch for 1. I don't really see them getting rid of Kefnet next turn. And even if they do, we're down to 9 if they waste 2 burn spells on Kefnet. Okay, War Boss of their own. Interested what else is in their hand, so we'll probably just end up Thought Erasuring next turn. Block here. Decline to reveal Watery Grave, because we cannot free cast our land. Or not free cast, but cast our land. Throw that Steam Vents in the yard. Watery Grave tapped, and pass it back to our opponent. I don't really see a lot getting them out of this, so... Okay, Light Up the Stage. Firebrand Shock. And shock their face. Or our token, I guess. I wonder if they're just going to spin with the whole board here. So are they really going to go Firebrand, Shock, War Boss to kill our Kefnet? trading 3 for 1. That is exactly what they're going to do, and we just put Kefnet back on top, so... That is literally almost your entire board gone for one single creature that we get back in our library. Okay, Drowned Catacomb. If we keep drawing lands, which we have done for the last 3 turns, this might be more brutal. Okay, I can deal with the Bolas. And let's start taking them up.
We make the multiverse in my image.
You just hold up the good old land in hand. Nope, just gonna lightning strike our face, so you have a chance to win next turn.
Conceivable.
I mean, literally shock
My
gets them there,
schemes
so...
are never ending.
Okay, Steamkin. That is definitely not the end of the world. Dragon Skull Summit. Plus Bolas. Bot Erasure not the best here. But we're taking our opponent off more lands. Kefnet, I mean, they just have to cast a single red spell, and we kind of lose, so... But I was hoping to draw just something like a Ritual of Soot off of that. Like, we're kind of on a limb here, so all they really have to do is wait for us to block here. Yep. And if you even, Chain Whirler? I don't know why you would hold that back, but you could. Oh, well, they didn't. Yep. I'll cast Ritual of Soot. Plus Bolas.
Another time, Planeswalker. You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
We could have a chance here. I have to leave Kefnet back, though, because if he rips the Lava Mancer, I guess I don't have to, because I do have the Devil. Is there any reason to leave Kefnet back? I don't think so. But we pretty much die to any non-land except for Lava Mancer in his library. Yeah, and the Lightning Strike just does it, so... Sadly, that is how we are going down today. Alright, let's try over here. Well, that was a done league. 3 games.
There is much to learn from symbiotic relationships.
I don't believe I have enough right now to... Actually, I do. We can queue up with... We can queue up again. I like that idea. Let's just queue up again. We had some rough matchups, but let's see if the second time through if we can have a little bit more luck here. I think we got hosed a little bit by the game. That's what... When in doubt of your own skill, blame the game. Best way to convince yourself you're the best player in the world. This will be one of those guys who's like, the game's cheating. That's it. I just didn't win because the game was cheating. Only logical explanation. I mean, this hand has a curve, and that curve does different things, and we have enough lands to do those things. So I think this is a fine and dandy hand. Let's just go Mountain Pass. We can instant speed react with the Shivan Fire without having to hurt ourselves. Just double Island Pass? Potentially. Is this that flash deck? It would make me very sad if it was that flash deck. Yeah, I guess we'll go Sulphur Falls. Discovery. This might just be that flash deck. Super okay with both of those on top. Although leaving that Steam Vents back and playing the Mountain instead does make it so this Drowned Catacombs is going to wait a turn, which means we can't cast any of our black spells next turn. But yeah, our opponent is definitely on that flash deck. Let me actually pull up a list for that really quick, because I even forget what kind of cards they're running in there. Because I'm sure this is just pretty close to whatever is on Goldfish right now. Okay. So, I mean, it just looks like they're running, like, mono counters the deck. I mean, I'm just going to pass back. We're going to have to wait out this matchup. There's not a lot we can do here. Trickster number 2. Let's just ship and fire the other Trickster. Like, if this gets a Spell Pierce out of their hand, that would be dope. Or unsummon. Okay. At least we know what's in their hand now. We're probably just going to end up Thought Erasure next turn unless they play something nuts, but you can also see Frilled Mystic coming down. So this deck is another reason that we wanted to try using Chandra in the sideboard today. But let's just go for the Thought Erasure. Man, not playing that Steam Fence is just haunting me. I could have cast down mana up 2 right now for this Frilled Mystic, but since I was a little conservative on that 2 damage, it's going to come back to bite me. Try to cast down this Frilled Mystic and see how that goes for us. Opponent has nothing but instant speed interaction in their deck, so... Man, Syncopate too? On the bright side, though, they are running out of cards, so... I think that's just how we have to deal with this deck, is just eat their cards. We'll take 5 damage here, go down to 4. Okay. I think we're going to have a Devil Frilled Mystic. I think this is just game. Yeah, especially with second Frilled Mystic, we're just going to move on to the next one. Okay. I think Ritual of Soot gets rid of like 7 creatures in their deck. I don't know if that's good enough, but it does get rid of 7 creatures in their deck. Elder Spell is completely useless. Negate, kind of useful. Chandra, pretty useful. Enter the God Eternals, kind of useless. I feel like Thief of Sandy is just not good enough either. Well, let's try running that back and see how that does for us. I'm not too... I think this deck is a terrible matchup against this Simic Flash deck, because all we're kind of trying to do is interact on our next turn to what our opponent did on their prior turn. And when they're waiting till the end of our turn to do everything, that's where complications arise. Okay, turn 1 Duress. I like cast down the devil, just removal. Let's get all of the things out of their hands, please. Let's just lead on a Blood Crypt. Duress. Let's just get the counter out. You know they have a Frilled Mystic. They have a Spectral Sailor and a Brineborn Cutthroat. Okay. Oh, God. Yeah, that's right. I played against this deck like 2 times, maybe. So, forgive me for any kind of insolence I may have towards what their cards actually do. They're going to be playing everything with Flash anyway, so let's just go for the Steam Vents pass. I'm just going to Veil of Summer here. They're kind of hoping we play something maybe. Just going to see land go. Oh, well, we've drawn 3 lands so far, so this is great. Just the kind of ringer our deck usually puts us through. And I'm just not going to touch the Spectral Sailor. I don't care. Like, you can have a 1/1 that you can sink 4 mana into to draw a card for now. Yep, I'll take 1, opponent. Like, we just have to slow roll you. Catacomb pass. Our opponent is land screwed right now, and I think they kind of have to decide that, yep, the Cutthroat is worth putting into play. We should have had a chance to do our cast down there. I don't know if I clicked through it, or is something preventing me from casting? I mean, we have to do it now, but I should have been able to do it on my last turn, which is kind of aggravating. Did I maybe just click the button or something, or I don't think I did. Yeah, they have protection from black now, so I mean, that's what I was trying to avoid. Well, I'll take 3. I just kind of want to get rid of this Cutthroat, so we're going to try again. Alright, an opponent has another response because that's what their deck does, so let's see what they have. I mean, Chandra is still a possibility. That kind of gets us ahead here, too. Yeah, we're going to put that on the bottom. Take 4. And I think if they can counter this Thief of Sanity, it's kind of game over. Yeah, so we're just going to concede here. There is literally nothing in our deck, because we only have 1 more turn then to beat them, and there's nothing in our deck that can actually do that. So that's 1 more loss. And actually, really quick here, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick little be right back, and we will hop into the next round right after I am back. All right, and we are back. Let's hop into this next round of Standard. Yeah, that flash deck is pretty brutal. Maybe we'll try playing it this Wednesday, actually. I'm usually on Wednesdays. We are playing here today on a Saturday night because last Wednesday when I was actually planning on doing my stream, my apartment complex decided to host a big party at their pool, and my apartment is literally right next to the pool, and they were just blasting music literally so loud that you could very audibly hear it in the background. And I'm not trying to get Mr. Josh Warren, the proud owner of Mom's Basement Games, a co-owner of Mom's Basement Games, a copyright strike here on Twitch or YouTube when we upload it there later. If you're watching from YouTube right now, hi, how you doing? All right, so we kept this. It has 2 removal spells and a lot of lands, which seems to be how this deck rolls. But man, Grixis has been brutal to us. Well, let's... Oh, almost clicked artifact. Let's bolt the bird, in a sense. Give us an extra turn here, please, opponent. No, just... If they're playing just Gruul aggro, I don't think there's anything, uniquely just hard to get over that they can cast down 4. I definitely wanted to keep them off getting to 3 early. So, they have Shock Mana up. Just Narset, Thief, or Cast down. These are all valid options right now. Maybe I should have waited for... But let's just play Narset. Let's get Narset down.
I know 88 hone your prowess.
I like taking Enter the God Eternals because they end up getting something big. This can get rid of it. Gonna really regret not playing Cast Down if opponent misses a land drop, but they had it, so I actually feel a little bit better now. Yep, and Spellbreaker is pretty much what I thought they would have coming down anyway. They're probably just going to take out Narset. I don't really think it does a lot against their deck, so I don't see why they'd have to be in such a big hurry to get rid of it, but... Because they would have just gotten rid of it, and just, I would have missed out on a single card had they, Or, sorry, not a single card, just, leaving it out on the battlefield had they just swung with Llanowar. But, just gonna cast down Spellbreaker, Shivan Fire the Elves, and see what our opponent's got. They're still back on 3 mana. Board's empty. 5 cards in hand. 4 cards in hand now. Okay, Domri. That's pretty decent, actually.
No accord! No peace! Nothing disgusts me more than law and order.
Maybe they have a Simic... oh no, Growth Chamber Guardian, sorry. Or Lightning Strike, or Harpooner. I don't know. Let's go Watery Grave tapped into Ravager. Yep, Growth Chamber Guardian Gun. I don't know why they didn't play that, but okay. Jaw Raptor. They're going to probably minus Domri to make them fight.
We are the many!
Draw a card. Very rudely get rid of our Super Planeswalker. And let's pass back. We might just have to take 5 here. They're doing a better job at finding cards than we are right now. And that's just one of the things I don't like about this deck. I just feel like it doesn't have enough have like a draw engine going for it. Like it hopes
that?
like
Something smells
5
rotten.
mana Bolas gets it
Wait,
there,
that
but
might be
like
me.
I think Nicol Bolas is just like a cursed card in Standard. Like, and not just like a specific one, just any kind of Nicol Bolas in Standard is cursed. Okay, we're gonna see a Hellkite. And this might just be game over because God Eternals isn't gonna save us here. Yeah, that looks pretty rough for us. Actually, let's just do this right. It's like, oh, it doesn't matter which one we target. Let's target the Hellkite and mill them. We still get a 4/4. And now if they let us through, we can deal 2 and look at their hand. I mean, they might just have the shock here, or lightning strike, or anything. I think I said look at their hand. I'm at the top 3 of their library. Yep, we get through. Okay. We can take their shock and use it to kill their Hellkite. That makes things look a little better for us. Oh, he's probably just gonna Domri and make Ripjaw fight this token. Or Thief of Sanity.
Oh,
Okay.
there'll be nothing but dust left when I'm done.
I mean, you can't attack with... I mean, I guess you can attack with Raptor, and he gets 2 draws off that. He's gotten, like, 3 more, so... I would understand if he was just okay with sacrificing it right now. Domri number 2. We're gonna see a double fight here,
You got it.
or just more mana.
Have at it, boys.
Just gonna pass? Are we going for the attack? Nope, no greed here. And we are going to find more lands. That seems to be our curse today. We have been flooding almost every single game. But next turn, Ripjaw is going to fight our zombie army, getting rid of it. We really needed to find a removal spell that turn to have a chance of getting this game won, I think. Miracles do happen, so I'm going to hold out here and see if we find an answer next turn. But I think if, like, for example, we just hit, like, land next turn, that might just be let's move on to the next game, so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me get beaten in for the next 3 turns while we draw things that only stall the game but don't give us a win. I mean, we can Thought Erasure. Yep, Lightning Strike. See a mountain. I mean, Bolas might be good enough. We'll give it 1 more turn.
Busting heads is my bread and butter.
Okay. Bolas might actually be good enough to at least stall us a single turn.
I have a few openings for more minions, if you're interested. Suffer for your cause.
Destroy your draw engine, but knowing our luck, this is something with Riot. Okay, get rid of Bolas. That seems like a good plan for you, actually.
I have other plans.
See, I completely stalled this like 1 turn cycle.
Nothing disgusts me more than
If
law
I was
and
going to
order.
plus Domri for the heck of it, and cast Rekindling Phoenix, okay. So we have to find something this turn. Yep, and that's going to be game. We can only get rid of that, take exactly 5, and lose. Okay. Well, Grixis, you've not been doing me any favors, but we were going to bring in some hostage takers. We're going to bring in some rituals of soot. And a lava coil, I think, should be good enough. I'll take out Duress. I'll take out 1 God Eternal. I'm just gonna take out both and call it good, actually. They just don't... Like, they kill things I don't care about. The things that I really care about really can't be killed by them, because they all have 5 toughness in their deck. It's like... I don't want to have to keep them in because it's like, oh, well, it gets rid of like things that could maybe eventually be a problem, and it can like I can 2-for-1 with it. Like, no, that's not good enough. All right. Well, let's try the play again, and we're gonna have to mulligan that hand. And this hand looks slightly better. I think we're going to put the Shivan Fire on the bottom. Okay. Opponent's still deciding if they want to mulligan again. Alright, we like risky keeps from our opponent. Let's hope that double Thought Erasure is enough to jank him out here. Oh, Thought Erasure number 1. Yeah, let's just get rid of a Spellbreaker. I mean, without their action, their deck is essentially useless. Okay, they find elves. Which means... yeah, I'm just okay with doing Discovery here. Yeah, we're throwing all of those lands into the yard. We have enough to cast Big Bolas here. We don't need more lands. This Bedevil makes me feel a little bit more comfortable too, because beforehand we only had Thought Erasure, and if it's like a Spellbreaker they can cast this turn, that would be bad, but if they have like, whatever that dragon is called. I am terrible with remembering anything today. Man, oh man, oh man, why can't I remember the name of that card? Okay, we'll take one. Oh, we're going to cast Thought Erasure again. Like, worst comes to worst, we get something that's going to eventually kill our Bolas out of their hand. Yeah, let's get that guy out of there. Okay, and that's the actual Bolas that we want to find for next turn to actually stay on ramp. Rootbound Crag. Casting a spell. Okay, we see a Hellkite. And I'm just going to take that out this turn. We don't play around, so... because if our opponent just has a dead draw again this turn, that makes our Bolas really, 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 really good next turn. Because without it, it's just dying to elves. This is definitely solidifying this play. I think they might have another collision in this. Well, collision Colossus, and they might have wanted to Colossus, which is why they just decided not to. If they do, that will kill our Bolas, but we're getting a draw and taking away a land from them, so... I don't know what opponent was thinking about there.
All bow before Nicol Bolas.
Well, Bolas is at 5, and if it was like a lightning strike, that's just sadly not good enough for them.
My schemes have been foiled. My intellect is without limit.
They have something instant speed, because they're still holding it up. So it could be a Collision Colossus. Nope, but they're just going to play Spellbreaker. I mean, they can bring Bolas down to 1 this turn. I'll kill Spellbreaker, bring him back up to 2. I'm okay with that. Nope, they're just going to Colossus. Okay, I'm just super wrong. They're not taking any chances. Lightning Strike and pass back to us.
From existence.
Huh? So I actually just want to get rid of both here, because if they draw a Hellkite, it is now dead. Spellbreaker, probably just with haste. Yep. Once again, we are doing the tradition of Grixis of drawing all of our lands. I feel like the rate which we've been drawing our lands in this deck tonight is kind of
I
insane.
look forward. The only authority that I recognize is chaos.
Yep. Another land. Yeah, we have just not... I mean, like, we've been, like, milled 2 lands. Like, this is kind of insane, Arena. Come on. Holy cow. Okay, well... Now we are 1 bolt away from death. This might be a Hellkite.
If they catch ya.
They could have had us dead on board if they had just cast it. Oh, it's a Phoenix. Okay, I was gonna say, like, that'd be really weird. Well, we can cast this Bolas. A turn 2... If this was last turn, this could have gotten us there, but... Yep, Ritual Raptor minus attack. Good game, opponent. So, sadly, Grixis, once again, did not work out too well. I have not overall been impressed with this deck. I just feel like it doesn't really do enough. And we get the pity uncommons here. Yeah, so I think that's just going to do it today. Sorry to cut the stream so short, but sometimes you just get O2'd back to back to back to back when your deck is just kind of dying in the format. Clearly, we've learned that even a Chandra in the sideboard isn't that useful against our opponents. But I am pretty hopeful that next week's deck will be a little bit better. Maybe we're going to go ahead and play that Simic Flash deck, Vampires, or I'm just looking right now, actually, that there's a cool Jund Dinosaurs list. Don't know if I have enough rares sitting around right now to actually play that deck, but it looks pretty sweet with the new Regisaur. Yeah, the Rotting Regisaur. Alright here. Well, that's going to do it for the stream tonight, guys. Thanks for stopping in, and always remember to check out Mom's Basement Games. We have, like, every form of social media you could think of, and we also upload all of our videos from this channel on YouTube as well. So if you want to watch any old streams that you may have missed, feel free to check us on out over there. I know I have some pretty fun videos over there myself. Other than that, we are also a TCG vendor, so make sure you find us on TCG Player, order some cards from us, you know? Help out Papa Josh and his card selling service. So, without further ado, guys, thanks for stopping in tonight, and I'll catch up with you this Wednesday.